What's up, everybody? It is DJ Concrete with
Sweet,
my co-host.
sweet Mama G.
and Baldy E.
And I apologize for not being able to pop on the screen today. Technical difficulties, but we're gonna make it happen. You never know. I might make a little pop up in the middle of the show. But go ahead, cuz you got this.
All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the YouTube Street Tactics Radio Quickie Show for Are You For Real Though Relationship Topic Podcast. We are grateful to see you all in our 6th month of existence, and we want to just keep our topics on and popping. Every show, we begin with our mental health check and wellness. We start from 1 through 5, 5 being your most fabulousness. And we want you to check in, make sure you go into the comments and put how you are feeling on this wonderful, wonderful Monday. So I'm going to start off with my co-host E. Darling, how you feeling?
I'm a 5 all day. Another blessed day to be on this earth. And
You
with
seem kind of
two of my
mellow.
two favorite people.
You seem awfully mellow today. You must have had a good weekend.
Weekend was good. It was a blessing.
I hear you. Clap it up, clap it up. Yes. All right. Thank you so much for that. And come on through, cousin. What's going on with you?
Well, besides these technical difficulties, I am great. I told you I'm always going to keep it positive and keep it moving. You know what I mean? No, regardless to what goes on in life, life is going to be life at the end
What's up,
of
Tony?
life. So shouts out to brother-in-law Tony. Go ahead.
Tony. So we are doing our mental health and wellness check from 1 through 5. Please continue to put your comments in view, and we will shout you out, and we will send our positive vibe and energy to you on our Monday Quickie Show. It's always great to come see my co-host as well. Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna get into our topic. Remember, this is our quickie, get them in, get them off, and hey, bust it out. So we have a topic called. What's our topic called? Our topic is called the sex-pectation of men. Please go in the comments and let us know what you think, sweet mom. We're going to talk about the sex-pectations of men. So,
Amen.
Men. Does the expectations of men change from your 30s to your 40s?
Go ahead, Baldy.
Y'all need that special invitation?
I mean, does it change? I don't know. I mean, anyway, when I'm being honest, I don't know. I mean, the expectations, they kind of the same. I mean, I expect for them to be flexible. I expect for them to do some tricks or some better tricks. I mean,
So your 20-year-old Baldy expecting the 50-year-old Baldy women to be doing tricks and flips with her arthritis, her non-uterus.
why not?
What's going on?
Why not? She can still be in good shape.
Most of us
Just
are
because
not.
she,
Most
just
of us are
because she
not.
fit, and just because she 40 something or 50 something, don't mean she in bad shape.
No,
Let's
didn't
not.
say that.
Oh,
Did
okay.
not say that. Did not say that. But if you in good shape and you out here sprinting marathons, don't expect everybody to be sprinting marathons with you. We ain't gonna tell your business, your expectations. So, brother Tony, tell us about your seasoned gentleman. Tell us how it is on the season side. Are the expectations the same or are they different? I think in most of the men I even dealt with accounts counsel this expectation from 20 to late 40s and 50 is the same, but their body is not performing what they're thinking about. A lot of times it's like they think about all the stuff they used to do down in Freaknik and Bike Week and going to the clubs, and they think they're doing all that. In all reality, as my cousin said, he gave out good information for men to go get their testosterone shots. They'll go get their penis shaft jump started and resuscitated with the defibrillator. So it's a lot of other stuff to go on as a gentleman gets older, especially if they have those issues medically. So you may think in your mind, both of y'all gonna be trying to do some tricks of the trade that you did. Her bad knees and your bad back. We're gonna see how that's gonna set it off.
Well, you know what, cousin?
Yes,
You're doing a good job in bringing this up, and you know what it's about. You want to take it to a video?
Are you ready, technical advisor? You know, I got the.
I try to be. Let's see if we can pull this off the right way.
About yourself.
Let's see here. Let's go.
So, ladies, let me just help you. Stop saying stuff like, all he want to do is have sex. Here's the truth. Yes, men. When they say that, when they say that, stop saying, that's not all I want to do. No, stop saying that. Say yes. Sex for a man is hunger. It's how he was made. God created a man for sex. He's built that way. Men want you to flirt. Men want you to initiate the sex. And men want a level of excitement during.
Oh, that was my bad.
So, ladies, let me just help you. Stop saying stuff like, all he want to do is have sex. Here's the truth. Yes, men. When they say that, when they say that, stop saying, that's not all I want to do. No, stop saying that. Say yes. Sex for a man is hunger. It's how he was made. God created a man for sex. He's built that way. Men want you to flirt. Men want you to initiate the sex. And men want a level of excitement during sex. Don't just lay there, act like you want to be here. Do you compliment your man? What you do? What you say to him? A man is not just walking away like, oh yeah, got mine. No, that's what he says to his boys. Men are very, very insecure in that area, wondering if he performed well enough where you are completely, read between the lines, completely satisfied. So, ladies.
All right, cuz, run with it.
So when he said the level of expectation, there's a couple different things that came to my mind when talking about that. Yes, men do want sex, like I said, but their body may not necessarily be able to perform. And I get it about the flirting. Some women have low self-esteem, especially, when they feel like, or it's a younger man or a single man or a man without, children or things like that, or they in a different echelon that, it's harder for them to flirt. They say sometimes if you don't go for what you want, you don't get it. So a lot of times people are so scared to approach people that they may want to be intimate with because they're afraid of getting shot down, as they say. So if they say you don't shoot your shot, you can't get the target.
Amen.
So, the target is Coach Pocket.
Amen.
Gotta hit the target, baby. So, so the levels of, and I think as we get more self-conscious about us aging and our gray hairs and our saggy titties and,
oh Lord,
men with the big butts and, not big butts.
Oh Lord.
Big bellies.
Crack yourself up, don't you, cousin?
So the men with, they start to get the protruding belly. Sometimes it's harder. Sometimes things fall, gravity fall, and a lot of people are very self-conscious, especially for the thought in their mind, I'm not physically fit looking. I don't look like this. I don't look like that. A lot of people get into the aesthetics things instead of worrying about the actual intertwining of your souls or body parts or however you see sexual and sexuality, that they see it as being such a self-conscious thing. They get to the point where they talk themselves out even getting some cooch packet and slung down because they have mentally shot themselves down before they even got to that point. or making all these rules of, oh yeah, I'm gonna make them wait to so many dates. I mean, it's just keep it easy, keep it 100. And I think the lack of
Amen.
communication that people have about sex is unreal. I was telling Balden, I think I might talk about my cousin, the level of questioning, especially if you're, I don't want to say just single, because people be married and in situationships and they still, venture out. You got to ask about so many other things about, sex. Have you had a HIV test? Or depending on what gender, do you only date female, gender, male, whatever? You got to ask these questions. Hell, do you have any health problems? I don't want you to get in there and get the cooch pocket, then you pass out on the back, have a heart attack, and then they blaming me for killing you. So, you got to be careful. Do you have like any diabetes? Because, your adrenaline get pumping. They might have diabetic shock. So you got to ask people, and younger people are getting pacemakers now. So it's the level of the health concern also that goes along with sex. Men might want sex, and guess what? Us women want sex too. Our stuff work more than y'all's. Some of y'all got to get it resuscitated.
They ain't nothing but a hole.
It's a hole in this house. It's a hole in this house. It's some hole. So it is what it is. But I think a lot of people talk themselves out of it. Welcome, Simply 10. Clap it up,
Hey,
girl.
EJ.
Oh, boy. Good evening, EJ. My eyes, I got my glasses on. I'm sleepy. Good evening, EJ. So we're talking about the sex expectation of men. What are the sex expectation of men out here in the communities that we are having now? Just to give you a quick fire. So, your age group, the younger 40s, what's the expectations of your age group of gentlemen?
As far as sex, I mean, I think that from what I hear, and I'm just going from what I hear. From what I hear, the women, they don't have very high expectations of it being anything. They don't
But
have
the women don't, or the men don't?
The women don't. The men, I think the men don't either. I mean, I think our expectation is kind of like, some people, they turn you off so much where you just like, I don't even want to have sex with them no more.
Well, so I got a follow-up question. Wait a minute, guys. So the men have low expectation of them. They're slungly don't.
Oh, no. I think men have a low expectation of the women at times. Like, am I even gonna want to have sex with her?
So why would they think that?
Once you start talking to people more and actually listening, sometimes you be like, nah, this is more trouble than what it's worth. It's more trouble than what it's worth. Once you start talking to people, you might say, nah, this ain't really what I want to do with this person.
And why is that? Why you think that is?
Sometimes it's some of the things that they say. Sometimes you may start feeling like, okay, this person's already, I don't want to say clingy, but this person's already on me so hard and possessive over me. Why would I want to do that and get in even deeper?
So you're saying that let's surmise. So you're saying that during a conversation that, oh, I need to have your attention 24 hours. You haven't given this long dong.
Right.
But once you think about giving it to them and they so clingy, it's good morning at 6 a.m. What you doing all day? Can I talk to you all day to all last into the night? You're saying men have been afraid to give it to, their partner because it might become like a stalker situation or unhealthy relationship situation. And can I say this to you? Yeah, women have the same thoughts too.
I was just about to say that. Right. And I think it's like Simply 10 said, I lose interest before it even happens. Before we even start to get to that level, I'm already gone. I'm like, no, I don't even want to do it.
So
yeah. Sorry, go ahead, cuz.
No, I was just saying. So, Baldy, you saying, say for instance, like if, all right, let's take it from a woman's perspective or woman's view. Y'all go out to dinner, and then just like when I think it was Daddy's Little Girl, when the dude he was like the 50-year-old rapper, Like
Mm-hmm.
like you
Right,
saying like, okay, y'all at dinner and you right there, you're reading, you're taking in the signs, the red flags, and you like, nah, I don't even want food with that because that's gonna be too much already and it's foolish.
right,
That's what you're saying.
I
Okay.
don't even think it
right.
get to the dinner part. I think just having conversations.
If you
People are
listen
so
enough,
yeah, yep.
if you listen enough, you can figure out already it's not gonna work. Or it's going to work. I mean, I've talked to people before and I knew it was going to work because just by the vibe we had, I could tell that they're a good person. They're a halfway decent individual and we get along well. But some people, you don't vibe with them. They may have everything else you want, but their communication or what else they have going on is not your vibe. Oh, well, I just don't know what to do. I gotta take care. I gotta take care of all these people in my family, and it's a lot. Some
So
people are. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
Some people are carrying so much they don't have space for you. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I get it. Everybody, no one wants to be completely alone or not deal with someone or not deal with people. Period. Even to just have a conversation. Sometimes it's easier just to say, "Let's be cool." I mean,
Okay.
let's just be, you don't have space for me in your life. Maybe you involved in too many outside of work activities.
Could be.
We all got to work. Now, if you all over the place, you're traveling every weekend, when you supposed to have time for somebody? Let's just be honest.
I think you can make time for what you want to make time for.
You
And I think
can.
sometimes the value on the other end, when you're talking to that person, you're not gonna give them that time because they may not understand. You may not want to tell them because you want to kind of ease out of the situation because it could be a disturbance. So I think people ease down on the road and just say they're really extremely busy. And
Right.
some people can't even handle them saying you're busy. It's like, well, why not? Why you can't? Well, I'm busy. And my thing is be of understanding. So I'm gonna go back and read some of the comments. I can't see the last part. The first part is organic. I'm not sure if it's group. Hey, oh, I see what he's saying now. Too much. EJ, same goes with women. Men talk a good game, and then you see the opposites. You see flags, dislikes, and now you are turned off. Simply tense that Baldy say he's going to be singing. I'm always feeling like somebody's watching me. Organic group. I think anybody you have to have meter yourself with is not your person. If you are too much for someone or someone is too much for you, that is not a good organic connection. And I believe
Right.
I talk about organic connections a lot. Organic group. So then some guys egos big and send pictures. Send them to me, EJ. I gave you my email.
Shut up.
I want to be surprised, good or bad. Sex is good if you vibe and know how to please. It's not always about the thickness and the length. Yeah, send me them pictures. Organic
You
bingo says
stupid.
absolutely what you desire, you will prioritize. I've
I
dealt
agree.
with the ones who talk a good game, but later they said they couldn't perform and then
Oh
found out
Lord.
they were a drunk. Well, you said couldn't perform. You mean get the groove
Get it
on,
up,
get
baby.
the
Get it
thing,
up.
get the
Get it.
thing on, or
Get it
organic
up.
growth. LOL. Yeah, a lot of people do talk good games, good games, bingo games, pick 'em up games.
I mean, but you can feel the vibe with somebody. You can feel the vibe. If you vibing with somebody, conversation is good. They don't seem like they crazy. And when I say, well, let me define crazy. Defining crazy is they have unreal expectations of a relationship, of a friendship, whatever the hell y'all want to call it. You have to set realistic type understanding goals. You have to be understanding in a situation. Now, do I say, oh well, I understand you only got 1 day a week to talk to me? No. I mean that's a little different. You know, you have to make adequate time. I think, like someone said, organic said, you have to prioritize. You do. If you desire somebody, you have to prioritize that person. So when you get a minute, when you get home, if say if you work, say if you have to get up really early in the morning to go to work. In the evening, you need to set a little bit of time for that person, whether it be 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever, just to sit and talk and get to know that person. You can't get to know somebody through texting. I'm sorry. I mean, that's a cop out. A lot of people cop the text and, oh, hey, how you doing? As Dr. Kelly know. I mean, as Sweet Mama know, WYA, WYD, WYA all day long. Am
All
I right,
right.
Sweet Mama?
Yeah. I'm going to check several comments, then I'm gonna jump in with mine. Simply 10 said the PP was little. Brother-in-law said, geez. EJ, LOL, simply 10. They tap out quick, or they tap out quick. Hey, Pokey, welcome, welcome, welcome,
Hey,
Pokey.
Pokey.
Sweet mom, I got you. Yes, ma'am. Doing a doing a vibe. They said, I'ma be honest, my pipe is a mini snow cone. Trying to keep it PG. You can say small penis on here. We good. AJ, didn't tap out at all. I was like, I'ma call it a night. So good night, sweetheart. Organic group. If it feels off, it is off. People constantly overlook things that have their solar plexus feeling crazy. I think people just do it to do it out of boredom. Even though they may feel the energy is off, they might say, I might as well go on and roll the dice. I ain't got nothing else better to do. I don't know what else, whatever options I have. I might as well just go on and shoot the dice, you know, waste the day, evening, or whatever you're dealing with that person. And I wholeheartedly agree with you all on a lot of these comments. It's rough out here in these parts. It's rough. You got to fill people out so much, then it's a safety issue, because now if you go on to the social media dating, you're meeting people, they gonna kill you or they gonna dump you. So it's so much you got to think about now, than years ago. It's a lot going on top of having to worry about certain things and things of that nature. And I do think more men hide their sexual inabilities because they just want people to deal with it instead of them dealing with it, maybe trying to get their health together or being honest. They rather just show up, show out, and think, well, I'm gonna woo her with all my fineness or my money or whatever they're using, and she just gonna like me just because. No, that's not always how that works. And there's a chance that you might be disappointed in what somebody said. Everybody's not gonna be nice and
Mm-hmm.
woo you out. And like, okay, some people can be rough and rugged, you know. And if you're willing to take that chance because you chose not to be honest, then I hope you can accept what you get out of that situation. When we talk about sexual inabilities, you have a lot of people just facading a lot of things, from their sexuality to who they are, where they live, where they at, where they going. It's a lot of facades that's going on here, and it's a lot, So I had this guy, in conversation. He was like, "Oh, I asked this chick to help me with my business, and I was having some financial issues, and she and I was having sex on a regular, and she would help me with my financial issues because she said she didn't trust um, that I was going to give her money back or whatever, but she'll trust me enough to go up in her raw." So I said, "Oh, okay." So he said, "So you know how I treated her from then on? I treated her like a piece of meat, like a hole in the wall. I'm just gonna plug her." Because he was like, "If you can't trust me to help me with my personal stuff, but you want me in your personal cooch pocket, so what's that? You'll trust me sexually, but you won't trust me on another end." So I'm just the emoji. I'm just the listener. I'm just
But there's levels to it of trust. There's levels to trust. I mean, I think that's the thing that people get twisted. I mean, I'm not saying that he was right at all. I'm saying that it's levels of trust. Just because you trust somebody to drop you off at work or something doesn't mean you trust them with your house key.
That's
I
true.
mean, yeah, I mean, I think it's leveled. I mean, I think it's what you feel comfortable with. You
So
know,
let me put this question out there for our viewing audience. We call you our guest. You can also call in. Are we ready for our number, sir? Technical advisor with that Ravens hat on today.
My camera just got me busted over here. But anyway,
No, we can see you. Is your phone working? The phone lines available?
you can't see me. You can see me?
yeah.
Didn't I say with your Ravens hat on?
Jeez, well, it just didn't. Hold on. Let me get the phone.
I hope you fully dressed for you stand up. I don't know what's going on here. Our technical advisor, y'all. I was gonna say that what has been a lie and a deception that a person told you sexually in the beginning? What's a lie, a deception? Or for it don't have to be bad. It could be like he might say he's average and he is enormous, or she might say, she got a bad coons packet is broken and then she is not broken. So what has been a lie, deception that someone may have told you sexually?
I had a woman tell me that she basically was that her coon's pocket was the stuff, like saying it was like that.
So it's supposed to say, give it to me now. When you came up to us,
And
supposed to be like, come on, get it, daddy. That's
and
what it's
when I
supposed to
got it, it wasn't nothing. I
say.
didn't even want to go back to it no more.
Oh, okay. It was that bad, Baldy.
Then she confronted me about it.
What she
What'd she
say,
She
say,
Baldy?
said,
Baldy?
she said, well, why you don't want to have sex no more? I know you got good health. I know your health is good. I know your numbers look good. She's like, well, why you don't want to have sex with me? Like,
And what you say?
I just, I don't know. I didn't really say too much. I was just like, I'm just not into it. I said I was honest. Like, I wasn't
That
into it.
wasn't honest saying, well, I'm just not into it.
I'm
That's
not
not
into
honest.
it. No,
That
that was honest. I wasn't into it.
what does not into it mean when somebody
Meaning
got in the cool
that
spot?
it just wasn't. It wasn't at the level that I say I was accustomed to. When you are accustomed to a certain level, sweet mama, you expect your expectations a little bit higher. Where you're like, okay, I hope this is gonna be a good experience. I hope this is gonna be
Amen.
something that we can continue on doing. But
First of all, let's clear up. Don't say my name in the middle of none of your sex story because I don't know
no,
nothing about that.
no, because you an experienced person out here too.
I am a behavior health specialist. I'm
Man,
going
get
off of
out
what
of
I
here.
hear.
But you a regular person too at the end
I
of the
ain't
day.
regular nothing. That is not in
Oh.
my capacity right now. I'm not being a regular person. It's not my capacity. So Simply 10 says the junk just said that he got a lot going on opposed to telling the truth because he knew what I did for a living. Like I wouldn't find out. He definitely was on the papers and had a court curfew.
Oh Lord.
Court curfew.
That
Okay.
was an
Oh,
ex-con. Okay.
oh wow. So it was little and he was a liar. So a little liar. Hey. Oh, goodness gracious.
I mean,
My,
I
my,
feel like
my.
you should be proud of whatever you got going on. I mean, man or woman, you should be proud of it.
I think people into each his own. Just because you have small in stature of a penis does not mean he cannot tickle your fancy. And that's what we're gonna call it.
Amen.
No, but I
Um,
mean, I think people have body image issues too, though. I think you have a lot of men and women that have body image issues.
no, well, that's how we started the conversation about imaging.
Right. I think that the world has been like, oh, well, this isn't in. Like now, Lizzo is all the way in, and shapely women are in. But if you go back to the '90s, the '80s, They weren't in. They weren't.
I've always been in, boo. It's
No, you
just
know what I mean. No, I'm talking about
in
commercialized.
society
Right,
and entertainment, they
right.
shun like the Jennifer Holidays and things of that nature. But I always been in. I'm a fluffy plush
Well, now
Miss
you
Me.
look at the bald and bearded thing, or you
Amen.
look at beards. Period. Now beards have turned into the end thing. You know, where people are getting them pasted on their face. People like, oh, I'm gonna get a beard pasted on my face,
Right.
and I'm gonna do all that. When did that become a thing? Where I'm gonna get my, I'm gonna do all that for a beard? I mean, how much do you think the beard is gonna bring you up?
Oh, it could level. But I'm gonna go back to Simply 10 and I'm gonna tell her something that I've learned when I did a sexuality study in a sex addiction group. So she said he wasn't an ex-con, he had a DUI and still drinking and drive. Is that in Georgia? Because I think, girl, we got to call me because I think that might be my thing. Girl, hit me up. We're gonna have a
Oh.
conversation. That sounds real familiar. We're going to have a conversation on Simply 10.
Probably
Thanks, Side
was, cuz
too.
that sounds like
Probably
up your
was.
alley.
But Georgia Small. That's what he was back to using after Lion EJ. What
But
was
let
I
me
say?
ask you this: what's up with the DUIs and all that? Like, what's up with the DUIs and all that, and people doing that in the car?
Yeah, well, she said your beard is catfishing ball. It's like catfish.
Oh, yeah, it's fake. It's a fake joint. I glued it on this morning. I glue it on every show.
Yeah. I think and I just had a matter of fact, I just had a class and we talked about DUI, especially in older adults, because we started talking about college students, how they go on college campus and drinking. They're doing a lot of the roofian, putting drinks when they go to these little bar hopping and college parties to binge drinking that they have expectations. And big ups to Morgan State, Virginia State, Virginia Union for their homecomings, Morgan and Baltimore. So they talked about binge drinking on college campuses. They said the older adults drank more on the college campuses in homecoming recently than the younger adults. I can,
Mm.
and now with football being full effect, the tailgating, the constant drinking while tailgating and going to the sports bars. With COVID for the last 2 years, it was the lowest attendance in the last 2 years. Now it's out of control with the population of individuals going out to sports bars and tailgating. So the amount of alcohol has increased tremendously amongst any of the other drugs, and then second to marijuana, of course, and then tobacco, smoking, cigarettes. So the level of alcoholism now during the sports season is going to be high range. So you got to look out for those drunken drivers, erratic behaviors, fighting, people getting their machismo, they getting their macho on, and just, being oblivious to what's going on. So I think the DUI thing is prevalent to the fact where we have a lot of DUI groups and classes that now the judges are handing down that individuals have to take. Um, I prefer not to really date people who drink and drive because all this precious cargo, I need to make sure I get it back. I want to be coherent because it's other people around you that drive crazy. It's not necessarily you driving crazy, but you got to look out for
Hmm.
other individuals that's out on the road. And I tend not to go out doing football or be out near your gang areas. That's when it's a lot of fights and traffic and road rage. So it's a lot going on that fuels a lot of fires. Even on dates, I don't like dates or dating people that when we go out, they're drinking a lot. I preface not to do that because I've been in a situation where my dates have became belligerent in like restaurants or while we out, and I don't like that because one, you may want me to jump in front of you like we were talking about on Friday, to defend you, or we both could get hurt because they're not just hurting the person that they fight with, they help hurting the people that's with them. So I just tend not to try to date individuals who drink. I tend not.
Indulge like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you want to be coherent. There's a lot going on. Sexual. You know, they go, let me pour you a drink before we have sex. Just building up that. My thing is, I like, as organic group say, be organic sexually. We don't need any inhibitors to promote whatever's going on. I want you to be at your best. I want to hear you go in. I don't want the inhibited you from alcohol or substance. I want the real you, the one I was talking to on the phone or having a date with. So it makes a difference. What do you all think?
I agree. I agree. I mean, I don't subscribe to substance abuse at all. So that's not anything I would be interested in at all.
I'll be looking out for them once I'm cleared to work. EJ, I hate drunk drivers. I be scared for my kids. I'm home, but they're not. I totally
I
agree.
can understand.
I get that people drunk and drive. My son, he like what was that little cartoon called? Speed Racer? Yeah.
Hmm.
We always feel for my son. He got, he like to be speed racer, but he's not drinking. He just feel a need for speed when he can, and he think he's sexy. He is because his mama. And then she said that mofo, because we're gonna say mofo was drunk on the phone and while texting. Listen, girl, I'm telling you, we're going to have to compare some notes. But it is becoming more difficult with the dating scene. The expectations, I think people expect to, if you have sex with them one time, now y'all boo loving.
It
They
ain't
don't think
that.
you, even if say you're just starting to have sex person, but you have no title, none, that the expectation is that now you had sex with me one time, you are mine. You can't go out here and have sex with anybody else. What do you all think?
Nope.
Nope. What?
That's not realistic. I mean, so your commitment is only based on you having sex with somebody? That doesn't make logical sense.
But I gave you the coons packet.
Doesn't matter. We ain't no relationship because of that. No. Relationships are built on way more than that.
We may not be in a relationship, but can we only be monogamous? Even though I didn't tell you we just gonna be monogamous.
Nah, you gotta talk to somebody. You gotta
So,
communicate.
technical advisor DJ Concrete, are you available? Is the phone lines available? We have a caller.
Oh,
Yeah,
We ain't say
yeah,
okay, caller. You just gonna do your own thing. Come on, special guest.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. May we know who this caller is?
Do we know who this caller is?
Oh my word.
Hey,
We got EJ up in the building.
hey,
It's going
hey,
down.
Salutations.
hey, let me tell you something, because I had to call in on that last question Sweet Mama put up, and I'm gonna disagree with Baldy E. Now, the only reason I disagree with Baldy E is because if in the beginning that you guys are dating and then you get to a serious dating situation and you explain what you're looking for and what you want, and you both agree, and then you guys take time and then venture on into that next part of being sexual or whatever. No, like, it's not the fact that I'm saying that, yeah, you and me, we are one, but at the same time, we've had this conversation. You said and I said that this is what we were looking for. You and I said that this is what we both said, that going forward, that we weren't trying to be out here doing everything and other, because at the end of the day, we could have both went into the thing and say, okay, yeah, we're dating. And if we're dating, whatever happens, happens or whatever. But if somebody tells you that this is not what they wanted, this is not what they would like to go going forward, then you have a choice of either making that decision of saying, okay, if we get into this situation and things get a little tense and sexual, that we're just not going to focus on that because I know that this other person wants more than what I want. So
hmm
when did that come into play?
most people don't even have that conversation.
I
Most
agree.
people, the majority of people, by the time they're ready to have sex, they may have talked. They might say, "Oh, I like you, you like me." They have not spoken those words of, well, we in a relationship, we committed to each other sexually. Very few people have them conversations. Very few people ask people about their HIV status. Very few. If you go out here right now and start asking people about their HIV status, some of them gonna get ghosted on you.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying everybody is like that, because I ask women all the time. If I know that that's something that I might want to engage with you in, I'm gonna ask you what's your HIV status. When's the last time you got tested? Hey, do you want to go get tested? I'm willing to go get tested with somebody. That's never off the table. But like Sweet Mama will tell you, I'm probably one in a million people that's gonna actually say that to somebody. Most people aren't gonna ask you. Most men that are out and about with their homeboys trying to get some on Saturday night are not gonna say, "Hey, by the way, what's your HIV status?" They're not even gonna care. They're gonna say, "Well, come on, let me get that."
Well, yeah, we heard that from the wrap up from our Friday show. The guy went to the DR. He saw the woman had bumps on her private area, still had sex with her. He
Right.
came back with them bumps that she had from the DR. Not picking on the DR, we just talk about what we talked about
In
on
general.
Friday. But he had a girlfriend here in America and didn't tell her his status because he's cheated before and was afraid to say how I went off, on a boys' trip and had sex with somebody, and now here it is. So that's a dishonesty within a relationship.
Right. And I know I've been out of the mic, but as Pokey said, she's always laying the cards on the table, right?
Right.
And then we have Tony. He said, "Ew." So I guess he's referring to that
Friday night
situation he was
show.
talking about in the
Right.
DR. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, you got to be upfront. You know what I'm saying? And then not only with that, like say for instance that, and I had this conversation I think with my son earlier, whatever. But when you meet somebody, you're gonna have to, yes, lay your cards on the table, but you're gonna have to let them know that hey, if we getting together, are you ready to? Now I ain't talking about marriage or nothing like that, but are you ready to be submissive to me? Because it has to start somewhere. It don't start when you get married.
Here we
You don't start when you
go.
get, yeah, exactly. Here we go. And see, that's
Here we
those are the scary words of a modern day woman. Submissiveness
It
or
ain't scary. It's not scary of a modern day woman, but that's not what I'm saying. And to say that, and I'm not saying women because I voice it on both sides of the thing. I'm not going to say that people don't have these conversations. I'm going to say that people don't listen because you'll sit there, you'll lay there, you'll cuddle there, you'll watch movies, and you'll ask the other person, if you're really into that person, what in generally are they looking for? And that person will generally tell you. Now, whether or not you listen to what they saying they want, then that's on you. But actually, 9 times out of 10, or maybe 7 times out of 10, a person will tell you what they're actually looking for, or whatever. And the other person either just doesn't listen and is like, "Oh, I want to commit a relationship," or "I don't want it." And then sometimes the female is like, "Okay, well, if I do this, that, and the other trick, then he'll compromise and he'll conform and he'll what's the name." And then sometimes with a man, they'll listen to the same thing, like, "Well, I wasn't really telling us tonight." And then they'll see something else, and then it's different. But I don't feel like people listen. You have to listen, and you have to get to a point where y'all even feel like y'all going to be committed to each other before you be submissive.
well, here's the thing. Interesting what you was just talking about. If you're in my mind, I was just thinking of you saying like you on a date and y'all trying to trade words to let each other know how, what y'all like, what you dislike and everything. You gotta remember too, you have those guys out there only at the table just to get in your pants. So
Yes.
everything you talking about, all you hear is blah, 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 blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah.
Absolutely. Same
So
thing as female.
okay. So that's the thing about that. So you're not gonna it's gonna take some time, especially nowadays. But me, like I done been through some ringers, right? And I'm just not even I just put it like this. I'm gonna be
I
very
got my
straight up.
Harriet Tubman dress for you for Halloween. That's what I got.
That's okay. Harriet Tubman was getting it too.
Hey, I got my Harriet. I'm performing. Hey, look. Oh no, never mind. 'Cause shit, I didn't lay to everybody for you. Never mind. I thought over. Go ahead.
Anyway,
Great.
but you know what? And you speaking about that, actually, that's really what a man wants. A man don't want a flashy woman. You don't want to. If a dude want a flashy woman, he's still a boy. So all that makeup and all these revealing dresses and all that stuff, it. I mean, if a dude want that, he's a boy. So that's one that y'all need to look at. If he's trying to get with you because of the way you look at that moment, think about it. So sweet mama Jizzle.
I think to talk about what EJ, just to wrap it up, I think people sometimes no response is the response, or they sometimes people don't know what they want in the beginning, so they're trying to figure out how to either gently break it to you that they only want the coons pocket and you to be open and available when necessary, instead of just saying I just want you to be open and available when necessary, not but if they say that to you, then you're not going to be open and available. They may be sexually attracted to you in that manner, but they always may not want to deal with you in a relationship manner, especially in the beginning. Sometimes you do have to take the time and woo them and swing from the chandeliers and get to know them and maybe fall out with them and maybe come back to them to understand, the expectations of your connection with a person. It may not
Mm-hmm.
work out the first time going around, go around when you are having sex, or, you're trying to get to know that person. It may be a year, it may be down the road, it may whatever, and you may come back and it could be better the next time. Or it could be the same foolishness and you still ain't learned your lesson because you took it back or what have you. So therefore, you need to make sure, however it goes, you can accept however it goes. Don't be crying in the dark because some man rejected you, or he only said, well, listen, I only want sex. I like you, but you're not necessarily the woman I'm thinking of as a partner, but I like you as a sexual partner. And you could say the same for men. I may not think you a good man for me, and I don't think you're a leader, but you got what I want on a sexual need, and that's what I'm looking for right now. I may be too busy of a woman to actually want a relationship, but I could always make my sex appointments with you. You're the person I kind of desire at this point. Now, don't get it
Mm-hmm.
twisted. You're the person I desire at right now. Doesn't mean I'm not going to desire Bob tomorrow, James on Saturday, Suzanne on Monday, because people got all this stuff going on, or Suzanne and Bob at the same time. So you just got to be prepared. And I think people are so much in their feelings. You got to kind of develop a tough skin out here when you're dating or looking to date individuals. You got to have that tough skin, because if you're not, being out here is not for the weak. It is not for the weak, honey. Most definitely not. But hey, DJ XL Wood, you came on a
Excel.
relationship show. Wow. Seemed like you only popped on when EJ was on. Mighty funny. You be treating us.
Yeah.
Let me give you the side eye.
Hi.
um,
Oh, okay.
and like he said, and that's very true. When you step into that relationship during those talks, you letting that woman know your worth and that you know what your worth is.
Right.
So, uh, in the comments, uh, you want to read that, sweet?
So XL said, I hate that I know my worth. Women can't keep treating me like a piece of meat. Well, you look good
I
in some of the
agree.
pictures. You look good in some of the pictures, XL. So you get what you're getting, Daddy. Stop posting them pictures. And Tony said, well, damn, sweet mama GD Lima 20 on table. I might leave him a piece of something for a sandwich to get him on his way. On the pants. But it's a lot. But like I said, the sex expectations of men, and we kind of threw the sex expectations of women. So that was our quickie show on Monday. Thank you all for tuning in. Even though it wasn't quick, it was still quicker than our usual 2-hour relationship show on Fridays.
Right.
Um, Again, it was the sex expectation of men, when we should say men and women now, for our Monday quickie wrap up. So please don't put the meat. Please don't put the meat in the table. Well, maybe on the table. We may want to look and put my glasses on. So thank you all for coming in to YouTube Street Tactics Radio, our Are You For Real Though Relationship Quickie Monday show. We were 8:30-ish. Can't even remember. And we did play our video. Thank you, DJ Concrete. At least we saw one video in this lifetime. We are still celebrating our month anniversary for Street Tactics Radio and our podcast. Oh boy, can I read this last comment? Then we're gonna go out. Amber, which is brother-in-law wife, said, I disagree. Our mother, for example, taught us to look nice, and she was very fashionable. Plus, she wore makeup. Every woman should want to look nice for herself, and no man wants their significant other to. She didn't finish it. I guess to look raggedy. I might add on the end. So thank you for coming in. Make sure you come on Friday, 8:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you go onto YouTube, Street Tactics Radio, for our Brutally Honest Rap Show at 8:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. And following that, hopefully at 9:30-ish, our relationship show, Are You For Real Though? Make sure you like, click, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell everyone to come and subscribe to Street Tactics. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see when we come on, because we pop on from 8 o'clock-ish on to whatever time-ish we get off.
So late night shit.
In. Yeah, we're going to be late night like with Johnny Carson. That's what we're going to be late night with DJ Concrete and all the crew. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you to my co-host, Baldy E, our technical advisor, CEO, DJ Concrete, to all our avid friends and guests, Simply 10, Pokey, Organic Group. I'm hoping that's what it was. Brother-in-law Tony, definitely EJ. Excel came on in. Thank you for scrolling in. And all our viewers and followers on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure you also go on and comment. Review the videos over again, because you might have missed something. We heard some good words. We had a good show with Once Upon a Wish on last Friday. She learned the word coonch pocket, and she said she's going to throw the coonch pocket on her. So thank you for coming in. Look out for the next sexual word of the day next on Friday coming. So we're going to bid you adieu. See you, mamos. Good night, everyone. Bye, Street Tactics.
Good night.
That's for you, Excel, with the auto tune. Good night, everybody.